Okay, so I've created a worksheet for today. I put it in the last email, but I've just added it to the chat box. So if you want to grab that, Andrea, or anyone joining us or anyone watching the replay, that will be attached to the email sent through. But we'll get started in like 1 minute, you reckon, Claire?
Yep. 2 minutes. 1 minute now.
Yeah, fantastic. So Andrea, feel free to say hello in the chat box. I'd love to hear where you're listening in from in the world and how's your weather. Because we in Brisbane have apparently a cyclone coming. Do we have a cyclone, Claire?
I'm not really one to keep up on the news, but apparently. And it has been raining for like 3 weeks already. Jess, hi Jess.
Hi Jess, awesome, Jess is here. Yeah, it's been raining for like 3 weeks. Apparently we're getting like a tail end of a cyclone because we don't really get cyclones here in Brisbane. And a cyclone for our northern hemisphere people are hurricanes that go in the opposite direction.
I didn't know that until recently.
And apparently our toilets, our dunnies flush in the opposite direction.
I did know that. Didn't know about the cyclone.
I feel like I learnt that from Simpsons, which is about the only thing I learned from the Simpsons.
There you go. There's a lesson in everything, isn't there?
There so is. There so is. All right. I'm so excited for today's workshop. Going back to my roots, going back to goal planning. Numbers! Ugh.
We're both numbers nerds, mega numbers nerds.
Yeah, we are. All right. So what I might do is flick my screen around now. Claire, is that okay?
Go for it.
All right. And then let me know. So many tabs open. Let's go that one.
I'll just point out, for those of you watching live, when Beck changes over to her screen, she can't see the chat box. So just don't think that she's not answering you or she's ignoring you. She's just waiting until the end. When she flicks over, then we'll answer all the questions. And I'll answer what I can. I'll be watching the chat box while we go. So that's why I don't think Beck's ignoring you. She just can't see the questions till she changes back. So Beck, cool, if you hit full screen, then it'll get rid of all you.
There's a full screen button.
Yeah. Go up to the top view. Oh, when you go into the workshop, sorry.
Right, on the slides.
Yeah, on the slides.
Yeah, on the slides, gotcha. I wanted to start with the story. That's why I flicked to that random screen. So there's a full screen view here is what you're saying. Yes. Where's the full screen view?
Oh, you just click on the present button. Sorry guys, this is technical stuff, so we're always learning. This is our first time using Google Slides.
Yes.
Which, of course, we will share how we went with it because we share everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, up there, the present, up on the right-hand side. Yep, there.
All right, we'll check that works on Zoom too, because sometimes the full screen version doesn't work on random webinars and things like that. I've had heaps of webinars go down because of that. All right, guys, so we're talking about, and we got Andrea, we got Jess, awesome comment in the chat.
Jess has just said hello, ready to absorb your wisdom and do some reviewing. Go, Jess.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so the 6 steps to create and achieve your business goals or plan. Your business goals, your business plan, I use those words interchangeably because they are the one and the same. So you are going to walk away with a business plan complete with steps to achieve your goals. Now, I want to start with a story. So you have a business dream of sorts, but you want to turn it into reality, and you need a plan, a schedule, and a system. And that is something else to figure out on your never-ending to-do list. And just a few years ago, I never wrote a business plan other than the make more money and grow my business. And funny enough, I did earn a little bit more money, and I'm sure I did learn more in my business and grow it a little bit, but essentially I was running around in circles, chasing my tail and wondering why I wasn't seeing any results. When I started to write down my ideas and get very clear on what I wanted in my business, I wrote a very specific and detailed plan, and that is when I started to see results. That is when my income increased. That is when my website page views increased. That is when my social media numbers increased. And that is when my expenses decreased. Now, why did that happen? Because they were in my business plan. See how that works? Setting up the plan and then working out an action plan to go out and achieving what you want to do. Those two things are interconnected and exactly what I want to teach you. So again, why a business plan? Using these exact steps is how I was able to quit my day job. It was how I was able to retire my boyfriend from his job, not retire him in my relationship, retire him from his day job. All right, so now I earn over $7,000 per month and fully support my family and a mortgage. And that's because I created a business plan, like I said. Now, for anyone, cakers that are joining us here, in this space in Blog Business School, I do share a lot of personal stuff and a lot of my numbers, my income. So just be aware if that triggers you or not, because I don't share a lot of that over the Angel Foods Cake Business side of the world, but here in the Rebekah, Allan and the Blog Business School space, I do. So just be aware of, I don't know, whether those numbers trigger you or not. And I just want to let you know that I do share quite openly here. So just heads up and FYI. All right, so when I decided to write down my ideas and get very clear on what I wanted in my business, like I said, I wrote a very specific, detailed plan, and that's when I saw results. So when I started business planning, I set a goal of 365 new customers by 31st of December. And that was a huge goal for me at that time. And I hit that a month early in November. So in 11 months' time instead of 12 months' time. I had an income goal of increasing by 10% each month, month on month, and I achieved that. Reducing my monthly expenses so the net income increased every month. I started a podcast by April. Tick, I achieved that. I had 4 holidays. I had several holidays with up to 2 weeks off that was easy and stress-free, meaning money was still coming in. And I had another goal of losing 4 kilos within 4 weeks, and I achieved that as well.
Excuse that spelling mistake.
My bad. I didn't even see it.
My bad.
How I did this is what I'm going to teach you in this workshop, and it's exactly how I hit my goals. So business planning, what isn't measured can't be improved. You guys know that is one of my most favorite sayings, and it is something that I live by. If you want a profitable business, you need to be measuring and tracking. And that, yes, starts with a business plan. So think of a business plan like New Year's resolutions. We set the intention for the year. A business plan is setting the intention for the business year. All right. So for example, how much money do you want to make in the next year? How much money do you want to make in the next month? Or what type of business do you want to have? That is all interconnected by setting the intention. Now, remember with New Year's resolutions, it's not like, you know, the 1st of January, if you don't make your New Year's resolutions, you miss out and you have to wait a whole 12 months. You can set this any day of the year, any minute of the day. And not only that, it is not set in stone. It is lead pencil on paper, changeable, updatable, reviewable. So don't think that you miss out. All right, so let's start with step number 1. Now, step number 1 in a business plan and review is by looking back. So I'm going to ask you, how much did you make last month? Gross and net. Now, if you're doing a yearly business plan, you'll be asking yourself the question, how much did you make last year? And then look forward, and then last month is what I meant to say. So that's my first question, and that's on the worksheet, and I want you literally pen to paper writing this down now. Now, if you don't know the answer, I want you to guesstimate, all right? And this is your first aha moment where you go, I don't know that number. And Rebekah just said what isn't measured can't be improved. And I want more money. Just to really simplify that, I know you're here to grow your business, and I know that you have money goals. And if you're not achieving your money goals, but you are not measuring and tracking your income and you don't know your numbers, that is connected. That is what I want to point out and attach that awareness to. Is there something you want to add about that, Claire?
No, I was going to say, but what if you don't know the answer to that? And you, yeah, totally covered that. Because a lot of people don't know that, right? Like when we first started doing this, you asked me the same question.
Yep. Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah. No, and the reason that I asked this is because my boyfriend asked me this hard question. And I say it was a couple of years ago, and he asked me that question. I'm like, oh, that doesn't matter. My bookkeeping's like 12 months out of date. My accountant's another 12 months behind, something like that. That's not important. Listen to my new, idea. It's like, no, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to pull you up and say, that's not good enough. I'm like, oh. So I got a little Debbie Downer on myself and go, all right, you know what? I'm going to go get my bookkeeping up to date and see what my sales were last month. So that is why I'm asking this question, because looking back is as important as moving forward. Because remember in my story that I had barely any traction, barely any growth when I wasn't measuring and tracking. All right. So it is very connected. So for me, I made the promise that I'm actually going to do my 2018 goals during this workshop, because I haven't created them yet this year because I've not been well. Let's just put it under I've not been well. All right, so for me, how much did you make last month? So again, I share numbers here, guys, so if you don't want to hear numbers, don't be here. $7,000 I made in February. That was last month. So I made about $7,000. I think it was $7,100. So the idea is, if you don't know the number, guesstimate, and then you put down on your to-do list to go check your numbers. And if your numbers are not up to date, obviously that means you need to update your numbers. All right. Step number 2. What were your top 5 biggest sellers? And bonus points if you can list them in order. So number 1, biggest seller, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can go all the way down to all of your product lines. Now, some of you don't have out-of-the-box products. I completely get that. What you do with this exercise is look at what you sell, your income streams, and put them into categories of some sort. So if you have, let's say for me, for example, I'll use me as my example, and I'll answer these questions. Like I said, as I'm doing my business planning and goal setting for 2018, my top 5 biggest sellers, I do know the answer to that. And that's because I do my bookkeeping monthly, and then I also usually do my income reports monthly. I haven't done them in the last 2 months, but I do know the answer. My biggest number 1 seller is Cake Business School, which is a membership reoccurring income stream.
Beck, can I stop you right there and just ask one question?
Yep.
When you say biggest seller, do you mean made the most money or sold the most number of that item?
Good question. Like $500 worth or sold 50 of those $2 items? Yeah, good question. I would do it in dollars worth, being percentage of your income. Yeah. Because $2 items are, not going to tire you.
Yeah.
They're going to take
Well, they could, but
yeah. Well, if they're 50% of your income, they will. That's why it's really important to work this out. So look at your products in categories. So again, if you're a cake business or a sweet business, baking business, your crows in your background are nuts.
I'll mute my.
Thank you. So if you sell a lot of cupcakes, if you have a particular client that orders the most from you, if you sell wholesale and that's your biggest income stream, if you sell at markets or expos or festivals, look at it in that way. So for me, number 1 is membership sites. Number 2 is digital products. So I classify my ebooks, e-courses, workshops, one-off digital products as a category, and those are my 2nd biggest seller. 3rd biggest seller, ad revenue, which I do nothing to earn it, and yet it's my 3rd income element. I do stuff to earn it, to be fair. Ad revenue, number 4 for me would be affiliate income, and I'm going to categorize that into multiple affiliates that are in there that I earn a commission based on my recommendation. People purchase that product and I earn money every month from that. And number 5 is one-to-one work, so business coaching or mentoring. So see how I could list them off from the top of my head. And that's because I knew my numbers. But not only that, if you don't know it or memorize it, completely fine. What I suggest, it should be at your fingertips within 1 to 2 minutes. It requires you opening up an Excel spreadsheet or a document or your accounting software, and it's there for you to find that information. If it's not, that's something that you need to do in your business. Now, here's why. If you see on the left-hand side the tip of notice your biggest sellers and think of the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule, if you've not heard of it before, there's a book called 80-20 Principle. I do highly, highly recommend it. But there's a natural correlation of things that in the natural world and business world, that minimal effort gets big results. That's the moral of the story. So for example, think of traffic on the road. 80% of the traffic is on the road 20% of the time. Peak hour traffic. You wear your clothing, you wear 20% of your clothing 80% of the time, the ones that you pull out all the time, right? In business, it's very, very similar. Your biggest seller is usually what you spend the less time on or less energy on or less effort on, or it's easier to market. So you're looking for a natural 80-20 rule or principle in your business, and doing that list and in order, being percentage of your income, so your dollar signs or whatever currency you're in, that's what you want to stop and go, oh, I did barely anything to make that money. Maybe I should concentrate on that much, on that more. What if I gave it twice the amount of energy? How many more sales would I get, or how much more income or revenue will bring into my business? All right, so doing this exercise will give you great insight on what to concentrate on this year and what not to concentrate on. So for example, right at the bottom of your list, things that are not selling, that you're giving a lot of energy and time to. You're really trying to push. You really want it to sell, and it's just not. Stop concentrating on it. Stop giving it energy. Concentrate on what's working. All right, and not to say you should just give up completely. Maybe try it differently, whatever it's the bottom of your list. Because with how it's currently doing it, not working. Maybe it needs more time. Maybe it needs a different marketing plan. Okay? Is there anything else you wanted to add to that one at all, Claire?
Just unmute the crows. No, that's pretty much what you said about, yeah, the bottom one might not be, maybe it's not bringing in a lot of income, but maybe look at the thing that is bringing you in a lot of income. Is there some kind of connection? Is there a way that you're marketing that you could use to bring this one up, if that's what you want to do? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What I did in this scenario when I've done this exercise previously, I go, well, I'm going to stop concentrating on that ebook, which is getting me no sales, and I'm just going to add it as a bonus freebie to my bestseller.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I did. So now I give it 0 time and energy, and my bestseller still makes more money.
So Jess just said that makes so much sense. She's tried to sell a holiday product for 2 seasons and it wasn't working. Changed it up and had success with a different idea.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. All right, and step number 3. So we're still looking back. We're still reviewing before even creating our intention or intention for the future. What worked and what didn't. So thinking about all the things that you either did last month, in the last quarter, in the last year. So maybe it's a previous holiday period 12 months ago. What did you do then? What worked and what didn't? So it's listing these things that come to mind into one of these 2 columns or categories. So for example, I was doing this exercise, having a bit of a brainstorm before this workshop, and I just started listening to things that I've been doing. That's what this activity starts with. List what you've been doing and then put it into what worked and what didn't. So for example, income reports. I love publishing my income reports, and I stopped doing it the last 2 months. So it was working and then it stopped working. It's because I stopped publishing it. So that brought me awareness to that straight away. Being sick. That's what's been happening for me lately in the last quarter. That didn't work for me. But there wasn't much I could do about it. But what I realized is I need to schedule in holidays and time off in this period of time, in the December period, really. So for me, I'm going to be scheduling in a December off completely, a whole month. Podcast. I've been doing podcasts, spending time and energy on it. Does it work? Not work? it's been working for me. So that's the Angel Food Show. Workshops, that's something I've been doing. Free workshops, paid workshops. So I would separate the two. Well, I am separating the two. And the free workshops, like this one, like the ones I do for Angel Foods as well, they work. They get sales, they get results, they get raving reviews, really. People going, thank you so much for that. I didn't realize I needed to, well, know my numbers, or you'll learn the next steps, etc. So workshops, that works for me. So me and Claire are going to do a workshop every 2 weeks, essentially. A thank you page. We found a thank you page after people register works really well. Both me and Claire for Blog Business School, but I've started doing that inside Angel Foods as well. And that works. One-to-one clients. I love working with one-to-one clients. Last year I tried working, what would you call it? A long-term package, being a 6-month or a 12-month package. Doesn't work. I don't like it at all. Neither do the clients. So I'm not going to offer long-term business coaching mentoring packages at all. That's off the table. Stress, I wrote down. I was under extreme stress for the last forever, 3 years. That stress did not work for me. Huge amounts of negative stress. And then this month I realized I didn't have enough stress of all things. So I need more stress. So I've written that down of what works and what doesn't. All right, and routine. My routine has been completely out of whack. That didn't work for me. So now I bring my routine back. So there's some things and examples for you. So it could be things that you're marketing and promoting, holiday deals. It could be your advertising, whatever you're doing and working on in your business. If you're creating blog posts, is that working or not? Anything you were spending time, money, or energy on, put it in one of these columns. What worked and what didn't? What would you add to these columns, Claire?
Well, one thing I was just going to say, you touched on it, but also not just thinking about business things, because we have to think of it as we are a whole person. Like Beck said, the stress, yes or no stress. And that if something's not working, take a step back and think about why it's not working. Like for me, my toddler has been up really late at night, a lot. And that has been totally stressing me out because, well, one, we need time off, but I try and do work at night. And trying to do that with the child there, not working. So instead of getting stressed about not being able to work, I've sort of changed it to not doing work at night. And that's changed my stress levels, which then it has a flow-on effect to my work during the day as well. So, and it's, exercising and making sure that you take breaks. What's something that doesn't work when you work all day. What else have I written down? For me, workshops, I put one-off bonuses. So some things I tried last year were offering, when I did a 12 days of Christmas promotion. And the thing that each day I had a different promotion. What worked was if I offered a discount of one item. If I offered something that was complicated, that there were a few offers in one, like you can buy this and choose one of these things or get a discount on this or this, didn't work. So simplifying was on my list. And what didn't work? Doing too many things at once. I think we know that, and I keep getting taught that lesson over and over.
Messenger audio.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. I don't even know what that is. Yep, that's me.
Yeah, that is a really great reminder about routine and kids, and if they're sick and we're like, this is not what I wanted, we've got to go, all right, let's rework this. How can I do this differently? Let's change up my routine and see if that works. So Claire took the mindset, you know what? I can't work at night time, so now I'm just going to go, that's my goal. I'm not working night times. And that made her feel less stressed, which I really liked. And I said routine earlier as well, that I got very out of whack with routine. So it's being aware, is the routine working for you now? Because it'll be a constantly evolving thing. So for me, it was like setting an alarm clock and getting up early, doing some journaling very first thing in the morning, doing some manifesting, and then goal setting. They're all interconnected with my journaling exercise. When I stopped journaling, my mindset very much changed. Not exercising, not good. That's very, very unhealthy. Creating content. I got out of the habit of creating content. It's actually quite hard to get back into it. And also not getting distracted, doing emails last instead of first. When I do emails first, I find the day just goes down the shit chute, for lack of a better word. All right, step number 4. Getting back into the big plans now and goals and taking a step back. All right, so the first 3 steps were about reviewing about the past, what's been happening. Now the next 3 steps about looking forward before getting into the plans. Now, what do you want for the next month, for the next quarter, for the next year? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? What do you want to give yourself? Now so those 3 questions, look like, feel like, give yourself, they're prompts for you to write down what's coming to mind for you. So don't overthink this, don't analyze it, don't edit yourself, just start jotting down anything that comes to mind. And I'm going to prompt you with some examples and suggestions, as well as what I'm going to do and want in my business, and Claire will give you some as well. So for example, a word for 2018 or for the next year or for right now. Some people create words for the year, and I created 2. I've got 2 words for this year. One is ease. I wanted to invite ease into my life after extremely stressful, long period of time. I wanted some ease. Give me some ease. Come at me. So ease in capital letters. That's what I want to feel like. Another word is joy. I want to experience joy. So what do they mean for me? Well, joy means doing things that are fun, that are a hobby, that have no other purpose. So for example, going to the cinema. For painting, just for painting's sake. And ease would be holidays, having time off. So I want to have holidays. I want to have time off. That's what I want to give myself this year. Working less, so having set work hours, and I don't work over, say, 40 hours per week, for example. What else have I got on my list? Experiences. What experiences do you want to have? Is it a retreat? Is it a business coach? Is it an accountability buddy? Is it a mastermind? For me, it's friendship. I invite friendship into my life because I find it actually quite hard to make friends. So that is what I want to give myself this year. That is what I want this year to look like. I want to feel supported with a group of friends. All right, and give yourself, it can be as simple as, nothing simple, but it could be a holiday, it could be a handbag, it could be a massage, it could be a pedicure. Anything that you just suddenly go, I want that. Jot that down in this section, because you're going to use that as a reward for hitting your goals. That's why we're brainstorming that right now. Claire, what are your things on the list?
So I've got holiday on my list. I'll just say my word for this year is shine. And I'm not going to lie, it was inspired by I don't know if you can see that, my teacup, which says shine on. And part of this is so physically and mentally, inside and out, because last year I found myself flat on my ass in bed 3 times for at least 3 days. Now, I have 2 little kids, so you can imagine that being flat on my ass in bed, not ideal, and really, stressful. Can't run my business, can't look after my kids. I basically couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. And I felt like shit. And then it would take me time to recover from that. And I have not. My oldest is 4. So that is the first time I was sick last year, was the first time I'd actually been so sick that my husband couldn't go to work. Other times, like, I've had the odd cold and stuff. So that's one of my big focuses this year, is on shining in health, which is putting myself first with my family as well. As that might sound selfish to some people, but it's actually selfless. Putting yourself first is filling your cup so that you can look after other people, because if I'm depleted, then that flows on to the whole family. And then shining in my business is, well, shining in my business in having success, in getting out there, getting myself out there, and also having enthusiasm and being shiny, basically. So that was my word for the year. And I still need to actually print it out and put it somewhere. But if you have a look around my office, you can't see it right now. Look, I'm just going to turn my computer around. But this is me. Like, you can see my desk. There's gold everywhere. There's glitter on the walls. I like pretty things and shiny. So other things on my list were personal sorry, I've got my computer balanced on a box because I'm all about the technical setup here. Holiday, taking time out again to help with the shine, and adventures with my family. So not working all the time, only working on my 3 days a week that I have. I've put financial independence, so making a set income each month that I can actually rely on. And part of that is by launching my new membership, which is in my other business, in Claire K Creations, and having, by the end of the year, 100 people in my membership. Very specific thing that I see for the end of the year. And I've put not working nights, which we've touched on before, and connecting more with my audience. So I'm yet to break that right down, but I see myself, what does it feel like? What do you want it to look like? I see myself connecting with people physically, whether it's presenting to a physical group or having get-togethers or something like that. That's one thing that's on my list for the year. That's it.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you for that reminder about health and happiness as well. That is honestly my number one top priority. And because it's just so ingrained, I even skip over it, and I really, really shouldn't. I am looking for what I want this year to look like and feel like, and to give myself is health and happiness. So that's where the joy comes in, really. Fantastic. All right, so step number 5. Now, what are your big picture plans, those dreams, those ideas, those what ifs? So Claire talked about, her new membership, for example. So what big dreams and ideas do you have for your business? I want you to start brainstorming and brain dumping them down onto a piece of paper and pen. I'm going to share mine, and Claire will share hers as well. And each of the things that you're writing down, you want to make your goals, being your dreams, SMART, S-M-A-R-T. That's an acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. So for example, a goal is I want to lose weight. A SMART goal is I want to lose 4 kilos, which is 8 pounds, in 4 weeks by 15th of April 2018. All right, see how those feel completely different. All right, so if you lose 100 grams, did you achieve your weight loss goal? Well, you only wrote down, I want to lose weight. So yeah, you kind of did. But when you get really specific and measurable and time-based, being given a deadline, it feels so much more like a plan. So this is how you're creating your business plan. So for this, what usually starts for me is any course or product or new idea, I write that down. And then I write, well, when do I want to achieve that by? So for example, Claire, if you want to give your example of your mastermind, your membership for Claire K Creations, what's your SMART goal for that one?
So my SMART goal is that by the end of 2018, I will have 100 people in my membership. So it's specific, measurable, because I've got the 100 people. That's very measurable. What am I up to? Action. Remind me. Wait, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Achievable or attainable?
Achievable, attainable. I think that is pretty attainable. It's not an outrageous number, but it would make a big difference. And I feel like it's a good number to start with in terms of giving. It's
realistic.
Realistic again, realistic and
time-based.
Time. Lily, I'm on it with it today. Yeah, time-based. So I've set a specific date for it. The other one that I've had that is not numbers-based, but can also apply to this, and it's a little bit out there, is to be on the Today Show for my new product. So, specific, yes, very specific. Measurable, yes, because I'm either on the Today Show or I'm not on the Today Show. Achievable, attainable. Well, why not me is my new motto. And then timely by the end of the year, before the end of the year. Oh, hang on, I missed R.
Well, realistic.
Realistic. Realistic, attainable, achievable.
Yeah, it's not like it's some big American TV show.
Yeah,
like you're in Australia.
I'm not asking to be on Oprah that the show has finished and get there. So they're my two.
I was going to ask what was the deadline. So you said by the end of the year. That is so cool, so inspiring. All right, so for me, my 2018 goals, so I'm going to do them now. And I'm very numbers-based, very numbers-orientated. So I start with an income goal. I find that easiest, to be fair. My income goal for 2018 is 120 grand. Then my next goal is website hits. How much website traffic I have or page views to my website. So for the Angel Foods website, 200,000 page views per month by 31st of December 2018. Let me smarten that goal up a little bit more to go from 80,000 page views per month to 200,000 per month by 31st of December. For the Rebekah Allan website, to go from 1,000 page views per month to 15,000 page views per month by 31st of December. All right, next goal that I will set is email subscribers. I want to grow Angel Foods email subscriber list from 19,000 to 25,000 by 31st of December. Email subscribers for RebekahAllan.com. I want to go from 1,000 to 5,000 by 31st of December. All right, another goal is to work less than 40 hours per week and have up to 4 weeks straight off by December. All right, and a couple more goals. So Claire had one for her membership site. I do membership site goals because that is one of my main focuses because it is my biggest income earner. See how that brings your focus where it needs to be. So I've got a goal for Cake Business School to have 750 total members. All right, and Blog Business School, I've got a goal of students for that of 200 total enrolled students. All right, then you can set social media goals. So for example, YouTube, starting a YouTube channel, having number of subscribers, number of views. You can have a Facebook goal, so Facebook business likes. Maybe it's a group that you have and you have a goal for your group. Instagram number of followers, I think it's called. How many do you want? Pinterest, number of, I think it's called followers on Pinterest as well. So Pinterest, I'm going to give a goal to. It's currently at 5,800 followers for the Angel Foods account. I'm going to go 8,000. All right, and for RebekahAllan.com, I feel like I'm at about 200. I'll have to double check that. I'll say 1,000 by the end of the year, 31st of December. All right. So for me, those,
Just you saying that, it's reminded me that I've written all of those down in my little, if anyone's looking for a planner, this was $2 from Kmart and it's a month to a page and it's got notes down the side. So that's where I write all my goals. Beck was having a flick through it last time we saw each other. So I've got mine down for December 2018 and I've broken them down into months. But Instagram to go, so I'm at 1,500 now to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. For subscribers, I'm on 2,700 to get to 5,000. I think I'm actually going to increase that one. Facebook group to go from 650 to 5,000. And then I've actually, interestingly, written down here that I want 300 members in my membership group. So that was my goal. I wrote this in January. So interesting. And to increase my page views to 100,000. So those are my goals that I've written down.
Okay, so if your membership site, you've had 100 written somewhere and 300 written somewhere. Can I challenge you that one of them is a goal, one of them might be a stretch goal, and one of them is a super stretch goal? How does that sit with you?
Yep. Do you want to quickly talk about goal stretch and super stretch? Because you talked to me about that.
Yeah. So when setting a goal, you're setting a number to it, very, very specific. So maybe for Claire's goal of, now we'll use the one we're talking about, the membership site. So the 100 people sounds like the goal, and 300 to me sounds like it's a stretch goal or super stretch goal. So every time I set a goal, I usually nearly always set a stretch goal and super stretch goal. The goal feels a little bit uncomfortable, but completely attainable, realistic, that you're more than likely going to get that. The stretch goal, you're supposed to feel a little bit more uncomfortable. It feels like a stretch, but you write it down anyway. And then your super stretch goal, not necessarily pie high in the sky, but something kind of makes you really uncomfortable. And you think, that's not even possible, but it's just the exercises, the activity, and you write it down anyway. So for example, my income goal of 120,000 for 2018, my stretch goal is 150,000, my super stretch goal is 180,000. And that's starting with the previous years, I made 80,000. All right, so that's more than doubling. And that feels really like a huge stretch, more than uncomfortable, but I wrote it down anyway. So it's an activity and exercise, and it's like a routine of exercise that it feels uncomfortable because you're stretching new muscles. Doing this activity is feeling like stretching new muscles. But I do it for nearly anything. Anytime I set a goal, I'm always setting a stretch goal and a super stretch goal. So for your goals, Claire, do you feel 300 is a stretch goal or a super stretch goal?
I'm going to be really honest here and write down that I've written 300/500. So I'm going to call 100 my goal, 300 my stretch goal, and 500 my super stretch goal. Because you know what? If I'm going to be on the Today Show, 500 may not be a ridiculous goal.
Love that. Love that. That's so inspiring. All right. So we're up to step number 6, do it. Now that might be oversimplifying what step 6 is, but let me break it down for you. You look at your SMART goals and you ask yourself, how am I going to achieve this? How am I going to do this? And the step is to then brainstorm, break it down into mini tasks. So brainstorm being doing a brain dump. What are all the ways that I could achieve this thing? Break it down into mini tasks. And again, the mini tasks are specific and time-based. And then schedule it in and do the work. Now, let me give you some examples again for me on what that would look like. So the income goal of 120,000. So I sit and go, right, how am I going to achieve that? So I list all the different ways of making money making activities, or different income streams that I currently have in my business, or that I could add or incorporate into my business. Maybe it's having a whole new business. It's a way of achieving my income goal. So I've done that as well. MMA, money making activities. So I've got Cake Business School. I've got Blog Business School. I've got Price Market Sell, which is a live cake course I run a couple of times per year, only live course that I run. I've got workshops that I sell. I've got one-to-ones, so mentoring, coaching. And then I've also got $10 deal. I just call it $10 deal. I do these really short, sharp, cheap, limited time deals, and they sell pretty well. So I've listed down my money-making activities, and I'm like, all right, how much money is currently coming into my business? How much more do I need to earn to achieve that income goal? And then break it down in different ways. Well, if I run that live cake course, for example, 5 times this year instead of 4, what would that equal? If my goal for each of those live cake courses is 30 sales, stretch goal 40 sales, super stretch goal 50 sales, what would those numbers add up to? What would that equal? And then see how far away you are from your income goal. Another way of looking at the income goal would I would break it down into, if that's my 12-month goal, what's my 6-month goal? So for example, if the goal is 120,000, but for 2018, in 6 months time for let's say July, what would my income goal for that month be to be on track to achieve that goal based on where I currently am now? If that's my goal in 6 months' time, what's my 3 months' time? If that's my 3 months' time, what's my 2 months' time? What's my 2 months' time? What's my 1 month's time income goal? So for example, every single month, I am actually creating an income goal for my business. A goal, a stretch goal, a super stretch goal. And I look at those income goals and I again go, how am I going to achieve that? I go back to my money-making activities list, so the ideas of income streams, break down the numbers again. What is my goal? Stretch goal, super stretch goal for one-to-one clients. Maybe I'll get 5 clients this month. You know what? To achieve my goal, maybe I'll go for 10 clients this month, just to really simplify it. Maybe it's selling higher price point products. Maybe it's selling 2 workshops instead of 1 this month. Maybe it's doing a fast action limited time bonus for Cake Business School or Blog Business School. All right, so that's one of the examples of breaking it down. Let's look at my website goal. Website or email subscriber list goal. Let's go email subscriber list goal for Angel Foods to increase from 19,000 to 25,000. Now, that is completely realistic and achievable. And the reason I chose 25,000 is because the plan goes up in price. It gets more expensive over 25,000. So I want to keep it under 25,000. That's actually my goal, to keep it under 25,000. But I want my email subscriber more engaged. I want to improve my open rate and my click-through rate. So I'm like, all right, how am I going to achieve that? Well, I need to improve my open rate. I need to encourage them when they first opt in that they open their emails. So now I'm going to create all of my opt-ins to be a double opt-in, meaning they have to click their email, otherwise they don't get the freebie, otherwise they're not a subscriber that I'm paying for to be on my list. Maybe it's improving my subject lines so people are more likely to open their emails. So how can I improve my subject lines? Maybe it's researching it, maybe it's doing a course on awesome emails, how to send awesome email newsletters. How to improve my click-through rate? Well, that's improving my sales copy, being the words written inside my emails. See how I sit with what my actual overall goal is and dig deeper and say, how am I going to achieve that? Because that achieves my end result. Improving my open rate means that I've got more engaged readers that are reading my content. That's what I want. I'm creating high quality content. I want them to read it. Improving a click-through rate means that they're going and looking at the blog more or looking at the products I have for sale. So products for sale, there's an obvious return on investment there, but even clicking through to my website and looking at my content there, that increases my ad revenue for my website. More page views on my website increases my ad revenue, which again, I've got to do nothing, don't need to do anything for that income stream, and that automatically improves. Not only that, when you have return subscribers or to return readers to your website and your blog, that actually improves your SEO, being your website traffic. So that actually leads into that website goal of 200,000 pages per month. All right, so see how some of these goals are interconnected, but that's come up after so many years of doing business planning and reviews going, hey, ad revenue works for me. How do I improve that? Email subscribers works for me. How do I improve that? Website traffic works for me. How do I improve that? So that is how I've come to know those things work for me, because that come under the what works and what doesn't category. And until I did this, I didn't even concentrate on website page views and traffic. I didn't even concentrate on email subscribers. What about you, Claire? What is an example of turning your goals into?
Just going to go, I heard something recently that really struck a chord with me, was that if you break things down and they still seem a little bit overwhelming or scary, then you haven't broken it down enough. So for example, with Bex, increasing email subscribers. So say one of your tactics was you're going to create a new opt-in. So you're going to look at your web stats and you've got this one particular blog post that is really popular, but you don't have an opt-in for it. So you're going to create an opt-in to get people onto it. So you've written down create opt-in for this. You're like, that still seems scary. So then you're going to brainstorm different ideas for creating the opt-in. Then once you've come up with so it's come up with idea for an opt-in. Then once you've done that, it's breaking it down further. What do you actually have to do to create the opt-in? Write the content for the opt-in, buy here, design the opt-in, take photos for the opt-in, all of those steps. Create the sign-up page, create your emails for after it. Really, really breaking it down into like the tiniest things so that you look at the list and you're like, create an opt-in form. Yeah, that's super easy. I'll do that straight away. Rather than looking at it and saying, create new opt-in for this awesome blog post. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's too scary. And that's one of the biggest reasons that people don't achieve these things, because don't break it down enough, and still keeping it smart with breaking it down. Do you want me to just like give any more examples of that?
That was a really good tip, because to be fair, I was talking quite quick and it would have been I'm breaking it down, but it still needs breaking down further. Absolutely. So thank you for pointing that out, Claire. And again, like Claire said, each of the mini tasks, if it's to create the graphic, that's your one mini task. Give it a time. Like, I think it'll take me 20 minutes. Then say, when are you going to do that by? Well, I'm going to do that by the end of today. All right, what's the next step tomorrow? Well, I'm going to create that sign up box where people enter their name and email address. So I'm going to go do that tomorrow and then tick that off. So to keep giving, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be one thing at a day, but break it down so it's really, really specific and attainable and realistic and time-based, so that you will keep ticking it off and moving it forward. So that's why I said step 6, and just calling it do it is oversimplifying it, because you need to break it down, brainstorm it, break it down, mini tasks, schedule it in, do the work, and that is the difference.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for even, like, I've written massive ebooks, and I was actually just looking yesterday at one because I was grabbing some content from it, and the first 2 pages is a list of every single teeny tiny thing that I had to do with a checkbox next to it and a date. So that, because if you just say write an ebook, that's terrifying and you're never going to do it. And people ask, oh my God, how did you do this? It's so massive. That's how I did it. How do you eat an elephant? That's what the thing is. Yeah, one bite at a time.
One bite at a time. So it's finding your little bite so it no longer feels like an elephant.
Yeah.
So like I said, most people get stuck on the how, and that's usually when they walk away from their goals and don't usually look back, and they might start doing the work but don't follow through. And you want to know why, or why would they? It's because there's too many unanswered questions. So what I teach and recommend is what I call reverse engineering, which is exactly what we were just talking about. You look at each one big business goal and work out the how, and you break that into mini tasks, schedule it in, and that is the difference. So I can hear you saying help kind of silently or screaming it inside your head, and I know you want help working out the how. I know you've written down income goals and other dreams and ideas you have. So if you want help how to reverse the engineer goals and create an action plan that is specific to you and your goals and your business, we have a bonus for you. So in Blog Business School, you can sign up for 1 year. You go into the draw to win a $6,000 business prize pack. Plus, for people that are live right now and sign up for 1 year into Blog Business School, in the next 24 hours, you will also receive a 30-minute business plan review with myself and Claire, where we will do exactly that. We will help you reverse engineer your goals and brainstorm, get the specific steps, actionable, achievable, specific to you, your business, your goals. All right. So blogbusinessschool.net, sign up for 1 year. Claire, if you want to chuck that link in the chat box. So in that $6,000 business prize pack, when you sign up for 1 year, you go in the draw for the chance to win that. And that includes lifetime access to Blog Business School, a spot in a 6-month mastermind, free access to ConvertKit, a rebranding style guide, 10 social media graphics, 1 year free access to Samcart, which is a shopping cart that both myself and Claire use, a copy of Profit First, a surprise gift posted to your door valued at $200, plus a half-day, 3.5-hour deep dive business consulting session with myself and Claire.
So Jess has just asked when we draw that, and that's the end of June, we said. Is the date on it?
Correct.
30th of June? Might be the 20th.
Yeah.
Something.
Correct. So there's a couple more months to sign up for 1 year and go onto the draw for winning that. Plus, also, if you enroll in Blog Business School, you get a chance to win $900 monthly member prize pack. All right. So that's just by you being you, showing up, being awesome, being active in the Facebook group, and telling us what your monthly goals are. You go on the draw to win the monthly member prize packs. So what is Blog Business School? It is exclusive training modules on how to grow your business. So there is a goal setting course in there. There is an SEO strategy, which is how to get more website traffic, how to get Google ranking, how I got #1 Google ranking in 8 months. There is email marketing course in there, how I get 2,000 email subscribers and make sales through emails. There's a Profit First training module, how to have a profitable business in 60 days or less. There is Blogging 101 plus Social Media Central. So you got goals for your social medias. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, those and Pinterest, sorry, that's in there as well. So much more. So you enroll in Blog Business School and get the bonuses. So again, that 30-minute business strategy session where Claire and I help you reverse engineer your goals, that is literally only available to people that are live and in the next 24 hours. So if you've got any questions, please let us know. But right now is the Q&A session of this workshop and webinar. So does anyone have any questions about their goals and how to turn your goals smart, maybe how to reverse engineer your goals? Maybe help with stretch or super stretch goals, or maybe how to create mini tasks or brainstorming. We're happy to help you with that. So if anyone has any questions. All right, Claire, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, one thing we forgot to put in there and mention is that we also have a Blog Business School community. So that's where we all chat. You can ask questions, help each other out, brainstorm, because this doing business on your own is a bit scary. And that was one thing that was missing from my business and Beck's business, was having a community to help you out.
Yeah, true. If you've
even
got that
to come in when you're having a rough day. Yeah. Somewhere to go.
Yeah, if you got in your goals similar to me, like, you know, to get more friends, so friends that people that get it, to feel more supported, to have a community, to feel less alone, to feel less lonely, yeah, that's included in Blog Business School and in the form of the free community. That's a bonus for people that enroll in Blog Business School.
So Andrea and Jess, you guys are still here. Do you have any questions, or do you want to share? Do you want to be
I want to hear one of your goals.
Love to hear one goal, and it doesn't, can be little, big, whatever. Who's going to share?
I've got a question for you, Claire. While they're typing away, because I know it takes a minute or two just to bring the brain in. Podcast. I've got it written down on my goals list. Who's ready for a podcast?
Yeah,
you and me. Let's create a smart goal out of it. So Claire and I have talked about a Blog Business School podcast for ages, but I feel like we're there. All right, let's set a goal. When do you want to have podcast live by?
Let me look at my trusty Kmart planner.
That's what I want to show you as well. I went to Kmart, could not find your pretty planner, found this ugly thing, but it's beautiful at the same time. Tell me that's not beautiful.
The Post-it notes. What's on the Post-it notes?
I'll show you in a sec. So that's this is March. So pink's my Cake Business School. Blue is Blog Business School. So the workshops, for example, blue and blue. And I have this thing of writing biro on paper. I just like, but what if I want to change it? And then got to white it out or cross it out, and then it won't look pretty. It's a whole thing. So if I have it on a sticky note, I can just like take it off and move it.
That's brilliant, because look, I tried to do it with coloured pens for all the different things, and it got really messy.
Yeah, post-it notes. We should totally share that on social media too. Because I got inspired by you just having one and having the goals written in December, right? I don't even know. I did that because I was thinking about writing that. Yay!
Okay, hang on. Jess has shared.
Yeah.
So one of our goals is to go from 2 cake orders a week to 3 to 4 per week. Stretch goal 4 to 5, and super stretch goal 6 to 8 per week. That's awesome, Jess. Yeah. And okay, so let's make it timely. By when do you want to have 3 to 4 orders per week? Super busy spring and summer with markets. I like to get more consistent with cake orders, especially in the fall and winter when there aren't many markets. Yeah.
Cool. So your goal directly leads into the consistency, because you're wanting minimum of 3, let's say, per week. So it absolutely leads into that. Now, what I do right when you want that by, so your deadline, your time, but then I'm going to challenge you and ask you a question saying, instead of saying 3 to 4 cakes per week and you stretch 4 to 5, super stretch, I'm going to challenge you to turn that into a dollar sign. I'm pretty sure you're in whatever your currency is anyway. So work that into your main income goal, because we know each of your orders can be, $50, could be $500. So I suggest turning your goal into a numbers goal, a dollars goal per week or per month. Okay, so much like setting income goals per month. Yes, you absolutely break that down going, all right.
So she said she does have a dollar amount goal as well. So that, cool. I mean, I have made cakes, made a lot of it. I actually have made, that was yet another one of my ventures, was making cakes for order. But I can imagine it's a little bit 80-20 rule. Like sometimes making one big cake, one big order, one really intricate cake is going to make you a lot more money than making 4 different cakes where you've got to liaise with 4 different clients, go through all of that process. So yeah, again, that's a really smart way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah, and it depends on your business goals as well. If you want to become the cupcake queen, for example, then you're obviously going to need a lot more orders, but you can smash them out quickly, zero stress. You enjoy the process versus, for example, a wedding cake. I hated wedding cakes. I hate fondant. So it's got to be within your business values and your overall goals and dreams of what you want to achieve. But fantastic that you've got a dollar income goal, and that's perfectly cool. You don't want to share that, but you've got numbers in mind. I love that.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Andrea says, my goal is to get consistent orders. I feel like I'm feast 3 to 4 cakes one week and then nothing for 2 weeks. Just starting my business. How do I get more people to order ahead of time? So this goal,
one's Andrea.
Yes, my goal, I guess, is to change my marketing so people want to get their orders in. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and sorry, we'll just finish with Jess. I do want to get more regular on the dessert cakes versus special occasion cakes where people want to order 1 per year. Yeah, so if that's what you want to get more regular on, then that's what you would focus all your energy on promoting that through your social media, through however you promote. Make that the emphasis.
Yep. So set a goal for dessert cakes, for example. So, Crystal, I know Jess knows Crystal. Crystal has a drip cake goal because she wants to be known as the drip cake queen. All right. So
awesome.
How can you do that? Yeah. All right. So Andrea, let me come back to you. So you've got a goal of consistent orders. I feel like I am something at 3 to 4 cakes per week and then nothing for 2 weeks. I'm just starting my business. How do I get people to order ahead of time? Okay, so you're just starting out. I feel the answer for you, Andrea, is actually Cake Business School. That's exactly and specifically how I help with that question. So how to get consistent orders? The answer equals marketing. Marketing is always how you will get more orders, and marketing is how you get your name out there. And marketing doesn't mean advertising. It doesn't mean big bucks. So for example, I can list off literally 100 different marketing ideas for you. So you know how you start with brainstorming? It starts with a brain dump. How can I market my business? How can I get my name out there? How can I get exposure? Whatever comes to mind, do a brain dump. All right. And then pick and choose your most favorite. And then again, break it down. All right. Well, how am I going to achieve that? So let's say one of your ideas is to go to the markets, sell at the markets and festivals, expos, etc. So you go, all right, well, what do I need to do? Well, first I need to research the markets, then I need to book one in, then I need to plan my menu, then I need to bake it, then I need to turn up, and I need to have, you know, what equipment am I going to take with me? All right, and then you turn that into a SMART goal. I want to have a market booked in by end of April, for example, or I want to do one market per month for the next 6 months to test it.
Andrea just said she's just signed up for Cake Business School last week.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So inside there is a course on Marketing 101 course. Sign up for that. That's help you going to specifically with that. So have you signed up to that one? All right, cool.
Oh, we just had Alva, you've just joined. We are just wrapping up. We're just in our Q&A session, but we will be sending out the replay.
Yeah, very, very shortly, Alva. Good to have you here. All right, so that is everything for today, I feel. Claire, you're good?
Yeah, just got one getting known in my area for unicorn cakes, and no one around here knew of them really until I made a promo. Then all of a sudden I started getting regular bookings for them. Same as drip cakes. Really want to do more of those too. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So it just shows the power of marketing.
Yeah.
Promotion, marketing, same thing. And yeah,
exactly. You set the intention to start with, going, I've got this a dream, unicorn cakes. All right, well, I'm going to go create one and then market it and see how it goes. That's awesome. All right, guys, so anyone who wants help with reverse engineering their goals, again, the bonus for Blog Business School for this next 24 hours is you get a 30-minute business plan with Claire and myself, valued at, I think it was nearly $300. So it's going to help you reverse engineer your goals, schedule it in, help you achieve your income goals, essentially. All right, so blogbusinessschool.net, sign up for 1 year, and you go on the draw to win a $6,000 blogging business prize pack. All right, guys. Have an epically awesome day.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.